Urban transport, congestion and emissions are increasingly important areas for discussion as the world moves towards a lower carbon future. I'm here today with the author of this year's Mobility as a Service report, Adam Wears, to discuss the rapidly emerging area and its potential growth and the implications thereof. The research indicates that mobility as a service will displace 2.2 billion private car journeys by 2025. How do you think this is going to actually occur?
Well, the primary purpose of mobility as a service, also known as MaaS, is to make public transport an affordable, convenient alternative to private vehicle usage. The way it does this is through platforms that enable users to plan and book end-to-end journeys using a variety of transport modes, ranging from public modes such as trains and buses, to private modes such as rideshare vehicles and e-scooters. If deployed successfully, MaaS can reduce the role of private vehicles in cities and shift travellers onto more sustainable forms of transport, which will be vital if we're ever to reduce congestion and emissions in major cities. However, the research predicts that because for the needs for devices and internet connectivity, adoption of MaaS will be limited mainly to developed regions. We predict that of the 2.2 billion private car journeys that would be displaced in 2025, over 70% of this displacement will occur in Europe and the Far East, where smartphone penetration is high and users are more willing to access online services.
So looking at implementation, how do you see city authorities influencing the uptake of MaaS in their cities?
Cities are enormously important in this regard because they exercise control over local transport authorities and local infrastructure projects. We make recommendations in the report as to how cities can successfully drive implementation and adoption of MaaS, which may involve a combination of infrastructure works and social initiatives. We also explain how cities can effectively partner with MaaS providers to fulfill whatever strategic aims they may have.
Emissions are an important KPI in this scenario. What does the report identify in terms of savings that will accrue from the adoption of MaaS?
Our report indicates that by making MaaS a viable alternative to private vehicle ownership in the eyes of consumers, MaaS will reduce CO2 emissions by over 14 million metric tonnes in 2025. This is compared to 3 million metric tonnes in 2021. However, if we're to achieve these savings, key stakeholders will need to undertake certain actions, and the report details what these actions are in detail.
Okay. The mobility ecosystem and public transport suffered a great deal during the pandemic, as did many sectors. Now we're returning to normal. How do you see platform providers going forward and implementing their MaaS visions?
During the pandemic, consumers abandoned public transport due to their understandable concerns about contracting and transmitting COVID-19, resulting in a huge uptick in private vehicle usage. Our research indicates that if MaaS platform providers are to break this habit, they will need to demonstrate the cost effectiveness and efficiencies of their platforms relative to private vehicle ownerships. Our report provides guidance about how this can be achieved and what MaaS platform providers should focus on in the next year if they are to be successful.
Thank you, Adam. I think this is a really exciting sector and one that will change how we move around the world in the future. The report itself is available to purchase from the website and is available to subscribers now. Please get in touch to learn more, and thank you for watching.